Hi, this is Ron Darling.
This is Skip Lockwood.
Hi, I'm Ron Swoboda of the 69 New York Mets, and you're listening to MetsMusings with Gary Mack.
Now it's time for some New York Mets baseball talk. Here's Gary Mack bringing you the latest news and analysis from Mets Nation and the world of baseball on another edition of Mets Musings.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Mets Musings. I hope everybody had a great time out there. The holidays are closing in quickly, and so we wanted to do at least one more edition of the podcast to wish everybody happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate this time of year. May it be a great holiday and you enjoy yourself immensely. That's what it's all about. And New Year's coming up, and the Mets continue to make moves. Yes, they did. I told you they weren't done. But yesterday, they had a Zoom call in which they introduced three of the new Mets: David Robertson, Jose Quintana, and Brooks Raley. They're all happy to be here, happy to be New York Mets, and who wouldn't with this team they're putting together here? But those three guys were very happy to come to New York and willing to get to work and to bring home a championship. And today, just today, this morning, there was a press conference with Mr. Brandon Nimmo, the Mets leadoff hitter and center field, who they had to sign. They just had to. No ands, ifs, or buts about it. He's a very important cog in this machine. And we've got some clips from there. The first clip is Brandon Nimmo explaining about how happy he is to be back as a New York Met and some of the reasons why he decided to return.
From my perspective, just so thankful to be able to be coming back. I'm very, very thankful to the Cohens, to Alex and Steve, the front office, Billy, Sandy. Obviously, most people know here that I was drafted by Sandy. Which is crazy to think about. 2011, first one, and Buck helping bring me back. And I think last season we had a great season and didn't came up a little bit short of the ultimate goal. And I'm here to try and see that through. I'm here to try and see it through from start to finish. And this organization and the Cohens have made very, very clear, Billy's made very, very clear, the goal is to win here. And that's why, big reason why we decided to stick around and to be able to start your career with someone, be able to finish your career with the same team. That's something really, really special. And not many players get to do that. And we really get to continue to set our roots down here and be a part of this organization from top to bottom. From the charity work that the Cohens and everybody in this organization does all the way to the performance on the field. We're very, very excited to continue to be a part of this and very, very excited to continue this winning culture and this pursuit of a World Series.
And he went on to say that he wanted to stay in New York, and that was something that he had spoken about in the past, but really was so happy to come back. Buck Showalter was asked about his presence, Nimmo's presence on the team, and about his hustle. And let's take a listen to that.
Well, I talk a lot about presentation, but also sincerity. It's kind of like you learn a habit early on, and if you learn good habits, like I chuckle when people might say something about Brandon running to first, whatever, because they can't do it themselves. Really. I mean, we all question the things that we're not willing to do. So, I don't know, there's just a pure heart there about it. And it's the old expression, you know, your actions speak so loudly, I can't hear a word you say. It's kind of one of those things. You know, it's the whole thing is just play better, you know. And it's been fun to watch him get better every year he's played. So, you know, and I think there's even another level. It's one of the top leadoff men in baseball. And they're hard to find. And I think where the game's evolving, I think is only going to help us with Brandon's skill set.
They went on to talk about other things, of course, but one other question Brandon was asked was about how he's improved over the years and what he plans to try to improve in this upcoming season.
You know, I think there's always room for improvement. This coming year, I'm looking to be more consistent offensively. I'm looking to be more consistent in the outfield. I want to be able to I think one thing we might circle is stealing bases in the right situation. And so we'll work on that come spring training and in my training beforehand. But first and foremost, you know, is just showing up to the field every day and expecting myself to get better. Someone told me you either get better or worse every time you show up. So I'm trying to get better each and every day. And at this point in my career, that usually means being more consistent. And that's usually the telltale sign of a great big leaguer is someone you rely on each and every day. So I will be working on those things. And, you know, as far as this Buck and I's relationship throughout the year, that's what, you know, made me want to come back is Buck and I are very, very similar in a lot of ways. And we did have, he's not telling you a story, you know, when he tells you that I was sitting, you know, in the cage and he comes and he's like, you know what? If you want to stay married, you might want to go home. Like, you know, and so we chuckle about the same. We had laughs throughout the year, but he also understands, you know, the type of person that I am. Like he alluded to, you know, we're chasing that perfection that we'll never get to, but we still chase it. And he understands, you know, the preparation that it takes each and every day to be ready for a game, and how he wants to leave no stone unturned, and I'm the same exact way. And so our personalities, I think, you know, and the relationship that we developed over this year definitely made it an easy decision to come back.
And with that, Brandon Nimmo became, again, a Met, $185 million richer, but a player that the Mets needed, and then they performed the traditional, I guess you'd call it, putting the jersey on as he officially. And we're going to take a quick break, and we'll look at that when we come back after this.
Baseball and BBQ, your place for interesting baseball talk, opinions, and history.
Baseball and BBQ, your place for barbecue recipes, tips, and interviews from the world of barbecue. If you like baseball and if you like barbecue, then tune in to Baseball and BBQ. Find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and BaseballTalkRadio.com.
Did you know that Baseball PhD can be heard on BaseballTalkRadio.com?
Our shows rotate with other top baseball podcasts.
Now don't forget, that's BaseballTalkRadio.com.
With us, we'll help you get a PhD in life. true baseball.
With BaseballTalkRadio.com, you'll hear the rest of the excellent universe of baseball podcasts.
Hello, baseball fans. You're listening to Baseball Talk Radio, the home of great baseball talk shows. At BaseballTalkRadio.com, you're going to find great shows like this one with the great Gary Mack and the MetsMusings podcast. And now back to the show.
And we are back. And last week I told you the Mets weren't done yet, and they weren't. The New York Mets and Japanese pitcher Kodai Senga are in agreement on a contract, according to reports. The contract is pending a physical. It is apparently a 5-year deal worth $75 million. Senga, 29, spent his entire career in Japan's Nippon Professional League. He was a member of the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks and now turned stateside as a member of the Mets. He's played 10 years for the Hawks. In his time, the right-hander has an 87-44 record, a 2.59 ERA, 22 holes, 1 save, and 1,252 strikeouts. He was a 3-time NPB All-Star and 5-time Japan Series champion. So an experienced pitcher who the Mets were looking to aim at, and they got him. They got their man, and he'll fill out the rotation now pretty much. As of right now, the rotation is Scherzer and Verlander and Quintana and Senga and either Carrasco or Peterson or McGill, though there are reports that Carrasco could be shopped around. The Mets are taking offers to see what the interest is and if it's worth it to trade him. Otherwise, they'll just keep him and go into the season with him in the rotation. So Carlos Carrasco could be here opening day, could not. Long winter left to go. The Mets are also interested in, according to reports, in J.D. Martinez and bringing back Michael Conforto, one of my favorites. I hope they do decide to bring back Michael, terrific hitter, and made himself into a very good outfielder. And be nice to see him come back. I think that would probably, if he was, and he could, prove he can play every day. He can play right field. He's played left field. He's played center field for the Mets as well. My guess is they may move Marte to left and put Conforto in right if they did such a deal, or vice versa. Leave Marte in right and play Conforto if he beats out Canha. If they do sign him and he does beat out Canha for left field, he could also DH from the left side. If they were to sign J.D. Martinez, I think it would be mostly as a right-handed DH. Darren Ruff, they're trying to ship out, shopping him around to see if there's any interest in him. So, like I said, there's a lot more time. There probably will be more moves before we get to spring training. And you know what? Moves are made in spring training as well. So we've got a long way to go to opening day, so we will see how this roster will shake out by then. But Mets keep making those moves and, filling the holes that they need to fill. Still, is still looking at bullpen help and to see who they can add to that equation. But other than that, they're getting where they want. I think what they want to do is get a couple of more arms for the bullpen that they're strongly interested in and think that can really do the job. And maybe one more bat, which is where the JT Martinez or the Michael Conforto comes in. And we'll just sit and wait and see what happens. But so far, it's been an exciting offseason. The Mets have done everything that they said they were going to do, that they needed to do, and there's still more to be done. And, you got to believe them when they say they're going to get it all done. So that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Mets Musings. Again, I want to wish everybody happy holidays and have the best one you possibly can. And, we'll see you in 2023 unless something breaks. Though I think next week we may have an encore edition of an interview, and we'll see what that is. That's going to be a little Christmas surprise. So make sure you subscribe to the show so you can find out anytime when a new episode is released. And that's why there's no surprises. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe and like button. They like that there at YouTube. So, and we like it too. We get an idea of who's watching and what they think of the show. And again, if you'd like to email me, you can email me at metsmusings@gmail.com. If you have any suggestions for the show, any questions, any comments, anything at all, metsmusings@gmail.com. So until 2023, have a happy holiday and remember to keep the faith, stay optimistic, and let's go Mets. And I'll see you next time on another edition of Mets Musings.